As you already know, teachers are on strike in Alberta, Canada. What does this mean for parents? What does it mean for the school year? What does it mean for kids that just went back to school after being, on summer break for a couple of months, and they've only been back at school for a couple of weeks, and now they're at home. So the strike started on the 6th of October, and kids are home. Yeah. That's crazy. And what is the strike about? What have you heard?
A lot.
Okay, let's get into it.
I've heard a lot, and honestly, it's just unfortunate because I think these are really simple fixes that doesn't need all this back and forth. But contextually, what I've researched and heard is that teachers are angry about resources that they have in their classrooms. There's a lot of special needs kids, and there's probably only one teacher in the classroom handling all of them with the regular classrooms and then the classrooms that have special kids and stuff. So they need more hands, is what I've heard, and they need help with the special needs kids. They need help with other kids as well who need more attention or whatever. I've also heard that obviously salary is a thing with the rising rates of inflation and everything. Right. The salary is just not cutting it. It was never enough in the first place. But now that inflation is what it is right now, it's okay, we definitely need more money, right? I've heard about funding, how they allocate funds to private schools, Catholic schools. The ratio is weird when it comes to public schools as well.
Catholic schools are public schools.
Okay,
so maybe just private schools.
Private school fund, I don't know, but
that's what it is.
There's so much.
I saw something about more allocation to private schools than public schools. So there's also
I didn't
that.
know the government was funding private schools. I thought it was...
they usually do, but there should be a balance. The priority should be the public schools because that's where the majority of the children are, right? And then if you already can afford to put your kids in private schools, then what is the justification for the government funding, right? Just things to think about. I also heard about classroom sizes because, you all know, Alberta got a big boom and boost in population in the last couple of years, after COVID, right? A lot of people kind of migrated this way, and classroom sizes have kind of almost doubled for some teachers, for some schools where there isn't adequate help for that. So I think the strike is valid, and I'm just curious as to what this means for the rest of the school year. Will this impact spring break? Will it impact
summer break?
Right? Summer break, will it impact the end of the school year next year? What does that look like? And the impact on the kids, being at home, parents are struggling. There's been a lot of struggles. I know that people are stepping up to try to support parents because all of a sudden now their kids are home, right?
It's so weird.
And that just throws you off so much because everyone has their how you go into routines, going back to school, there's this, there's that, and then suddenly your kids are home. How do you engage them? How do you keep them engaged? It's the school year. Their mates in other parts of the country are at school, but they're home. I think this is a really big blow to the Alberta government.
It's a big blow to Alberta as a province. I don't know if this is a political party thing, because I also have heard this from the political angle where, the government that came in, was it last year or this year, is just messing things up. I don't know where their priorities lie, but I can only speak as a parent, and I know that for the last week that the strike has been going on, it has messed up my whole household. I have one kid in grade 1. She just started in September, and prior to now, we've never been home. Before she was 1, she's never been home for a full day. So she's at daycare, or she's now in school and she's in kindergarten and stuff. So if both of us are fish out of water, it's okay, we have all this time, what do we do? So parents are now forced to be creative, and this is me that can afford the time for now temporarily. I wonder what parents who have full-time jobs, moms and dads, now have to do, because this is a weird time to put a kid in daycare.
Right.
Most of the daycares don't have the space, because I called to see if I could get her back in daycare, and they were full. They're usually full before the school year, right before the school year starts. So it's okay, what do we do now? Do I quit my job? Does our companies giving allowances for people to stay home and work from home and cater to these kids? What alternatives do we now have?
Right. Okay, so something that I saw that the government is doing is that they're trying to supplement some of those costs that parents are incurring, because now they are having to put kids in emergency daycare and having to get nannies and things like that, or babysitters. So there is something that the government has started off, and it starts off on the 14th, so on Tuesday, just right after Thanksgiving, and you're able to apply for that. I think they're giving parents
$30
a day per kid, and that would help to almost to offset some of the costs that parents will incur for childcare.
Why give that to the parents?
Right.
Why give that to parents? The teachers are clamoring for a salary increase. Why is that headlock? Why is it so? Why are we now stubborn about? Well, there's money, but I'd rather give it to the parents who are at home watching their kids than the teachers that are clamoring for it. Do they not deserve it? Why is it coming to us? I actually saw something funny about how a parent forum that I belong to was saying any parent who gets that money, give it to your child's class teacher.
I mean, it doesn't really work that way. Because,
you get the 150, but we do need it, right? It's such an inconvenience on every
because
level.
what daycares are doing now is they're not
doubling the fees.
They're not only they're charging per kid like how they would charge you in the summer when the kids are there all day, because it's a different price than when the kids are they have a half day, and then when they have so that's what's going on.
I guess so, like, because I tried, if the government was going to give me $150, my kid's daycare was not going to charge me $300 per week, so literally 100% more to keep her all day.
Wow.
And so why would I do that? At the end of the day, I'm now losing money, right? So the government doesn't quite cover that. So just give it to the teachers that want it. If they're clamoring for a salary increase, I think it's doable.
Right.
There's over 800,000 kids in Alberta, and probably one quarter of that in like teachers or whatever.
Right.
I don't know how many teachers we have in Alberta, but it can't be up to the kids, right? So take the same resources that you're going to give parents and give it to the teachers that want it.
I saw someone that said that there are about 51,000 teachers.
Okay, compared to 800,000 kids that you're about to pay for per child.
Right. So I think, to just kind of wrap things up, we feel your pain, parents. We're also in that same boat. We're having to figure things out for the kids. This is something that is working for us, is we're making sure that our kids remember, like I have 2 kids that are in school as well, so they're home now, but they do go to daycare, and we're making sure that they know that this is still a school year. So that means you're studying, that means you're catching up, you're doing your readings, that means you're doing your recitation and all those other things. That means they don't get screen time unless it's the weekend, right? Things like that. We're still trying to maintain the same routine, because we don't know, there's so much uncertainty, so we don't know when schools are coming, how long it's going to last, and things like that. So just try to keep that routine as close as possible. There'll be some wiggle room here and there, just so that it's not such a shock for the kids when they do call it up, because they could call it up very abruptly
I've
and
heard
just say
that it might be a long time, because the daycare teachers I spoke to are speculating that the government is putting all these things in place because they don't anticipate it's ending anytime soon. Like if they thought it would end anytime soon, they wouldn't be giving us the supplemental income, they wouldn't be increasing subsidy, they wouldn't be doing. I heard there's a kit. If you go to a public library or somewhere, there's a kit that they're handing out to parents, so that the teachers, your kids can work on those, because we didn't even get like homework, we didn't get worksheets, we didn't get anything to help them stay home. So now parents are trying to figure these out by themselves. So the government is making these moves to let us know that this might last a while. I had somebody say month, I had somebody say for Christmas. Like I don't even want to imagine the Christmas.
That would be crazy. But I mean, we'll do what we can. We'll take it one step at a time. You guys go ahead and start applying for that from Tuesday, October 14th. It's going to help supplement some of those costs that you're incurring right now, having to get daycares or childcare and things like that. And I do hope that some organizations are really being supportive of parents around this time. I know my organization is very supportive. Yes, and they're putting some things in place to help staff that have nowhere to put their kids or things like that, right? So
that's lovely. Okay.
So let us know what you think and what you're doing.
I was going to say that I want to hear ideas, especially from parents who were already homeschooling before this. What is the routine that you guys have from, like, maybe say 8 till 4 or whenever school gets out? And what are you doing differently now? If your kid was in school and they're no longer going to school because of the strike, let us know your tips, your tricks, how you maintain your routine, how you keep your kids' minds sharp, some activities that they're doing outside of school. And let's help each other stay engaged.
We'll catch you guys on another episode of Pressure Points. Bye.